gave his daughter to the Prophet gave his daughter to Hazrat Ali. Hazrat Ali completed the circle by giving his daughter Kulthum to Hazrat Umar. So if Hazrat Ali didn't think that Hazrat Umar was a true believer, would he have given him his daughter Kulthum? She says, no, it wasn't Kulthum, the daughter of Hazrat Ali, it was another Kulthum. Because Kulthum was a very common name. The Prophet had a daughter by the name of Kulthum. Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Fatima's daughter was Kulthum. Hazrat Abu Bakr had a daughter by the name of Kulthum. And Hazrat Ali's brother Jafir, his son Abdullah, also had a daughter by the name of Kulthum. So Kulthum was a very common name. But this Kulthum which Hazrat Umar married was the daughter of Ali and Fatima radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, the granddaughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah knew there will come many people who will bark at Umar. And they will say, oh no, Umar was like this and Umar was like this. Allah wanted to put assurance policy in place so that nobody in the right frame of mind can dare open his mouth with regards to Umar. When Hazrat Kulthum reached the age where she could be married, Hazrat Umar said to Hazrat Ali, Ali, if you allow me, I want the honor of marrying your daughter, the granddaughter of Rasulullah. Because I have heard the Prophet saying, all relationships will become useless except my relationship. So although I already have a relationship with Rasulullah through my daughter, but I want to strengthen that relationship. So I feel I deserve to be married to your daughter. Hazrat Ali said, well, I had wanted her to be married to my nephew, Abdullah bin Jafar. Hazrat Jafar was his elder brother. He was martyred in the battle of Muta against the Romans. He had a son. He was a very pious, very generous son, a very good man. And he said, I wanted to give her to him. He said, that's okay, but I feel I deserve more. Please give me this honor. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, he agreed. And Hazrat Fatima's and Ali radiallahu anhu's daughter Kulthum was given to Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu. So when Hazrat Ali, and by the time Hazrat Hassan and Hussein are also grown up to be young men. So Hazrat Hassan, Hazrat Hussein and Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, three of the Imams, when they agreed to the marriage of Hazrat Umar with Hazrat Ali's daughter and the sister of Hassan and Hussein, what do you think? They considered him as a true believer or a munafiq? Nauzubillah. True believer. So Hazrat Ali, Hazrat Umar's nikah with Kulthum endorsed by Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Hassan and Hazrat Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhuma. The central thing, like I said earlier, in the Shia teachings is of Imam Jafar Sadiq, the sixth Imam. And most of the narrations in Shia scriptures are through Hazrat Jafar Sadiq. And his mother and his grandmother, Imam Jafar Sadiq, his father was Imam Baqir, but his mother was the granddaughter, was the great granddaughter of Abu Bakr. Just as Abu Bakr radiallahu anh spent all his wealth on Rasulullah, he gave his daughter to Rasulullah. Similarly, the descendants of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu continued giving their daughters to the Ahl Bayt. And there were many instances when the Ahl Bayt, they took daughters from the descendants of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And just as the Prophet gave two daughters to Hazrat Usman, he gave two daughters for Hazrat Usman, the Ahl Bayt similarly carried on giving their daughters to descendants of Hazrat Usman. Hazrat Abu Bakr's descendants carried on giving daughters to descendants of Rasulullah. And because the Prophet had given two daughters to Usman, the Ahl Bayt carried on giving their daughters to Hazrat Usman. Hazrat Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he had two daughters. One was Ummul Hassan, one was Ummul Qasim. Hazrat Hassan radiallahu, the Prophet's granddaughter, Hazrat Hassan's daughter, and Ummul Qasim, she was married to one of the great grandsons of Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu. Hazrat Hussein radiallahu anhu's two daughters, one was Fatima, one was Sakina. One was Fatima, one was Sakina. Fatima, she was married to Abdullah bin Amr bin Usman radiallahu anhu, grandson of Hazrat Usman. Sakina, she was in Karbala and she survived as well. She was married initially to Zayd bin Amr bin Usman, grandson of Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Hazrat Usman had another son, his name was Aban. Aban was married to Kulthum, the daughter of Abdullah bin Jafar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And so you see how the Ahl Bayt, and then Aban had a son, his name was Marwan. She was also married to another descendant of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu had three sons. One was Abdullah, one was Abdurrahman, one was Muhammad. Abdurrahman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a Sahabi. He had a son, he was also a Sahabi. But Abdurrahman radiallahu anhu had a daughter, her name was Hafsa. Hafsa, the daughter of Abdurrahman bin Abi Bakr, the granddaughter of Abu Bakr, she was one of the wives of Hazrat Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And then Abdurrahman bin Abi Bakr, from one of his other daughters, Asma bint Abdurrahman bin Abi Bakr, his daughter Asma bint Abi Bakr, she had a daughter by the name of Farwa. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, two sons, Muhammad and Abdurrahman. Muhammad had a son, his name was Qasim. He was one of the fuqaha of Medina. And Qasim was married to this daughter of Abdurrahman, whose name was Asma. They had a daughter, her name was Farwa. She was the mother of Imam Jafar Sadiq. So Imam Jafar Sadiq radiallahu anhu used to say, Abu Bakr is my father from two sources. He has given birth to me twice. One from his father's side, from Qasim bin Muhammad bin Abi Bakr, and Imam Jafar's mother Farwa, she was Farwa bint Asma bint Abdurrahman bin Abi Bakr. And so I was saying, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu's descendants, they continued giving daughters to the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if they did not have such friendly, brotherly and relationships, you think they would have carried on giving and taking daughters from each other? So the fact that they would name their children after Abu Bakr and Umar and Aisha, it showed they looked up to these Khulafa Rashidun. The fact that they took daughters from them, they gave them daughters, Allahu Akbar. And central figures like Imam Jafar Sadiq, Allahu Akbar. His mother, Allahu Akbar. The granddaughter of Abu Bakr, the great granddaughter of Abu Bakr, from his both sons put together, Allahu Akbar.